a busy day, but not so busy, but it's been tiresome because usually some days extend for about weeks. There are times where we run one day in 3 days. You don't get rest, you don't get enough rest, and that's where I'm coming. Responsibilities that are keeping you busy day and night, and you're just shifting your focus to the burden side of them and not the beneficial side of them to you. I know many of us have been called to do so many things. Some of us have been called to major in about 5 characters. God has called you to be a mother, a wife, a leader, a social worker, a worshiper at your church, an intercessor. There's so many things that He has called you to do, and you're coming with burdens, issues that God intends to bring out the real person in you, but you see them as burdens. How? You see, many of us, especially that have been called to serve others. I know many of us have been called to serve others in various ways. There are people that have been called to be counselors, judges, politicians, ministers in church, ministers at large, spiritual leaders. When you're asked what you're called to do, the first thing you say, to serve others. Yeah, that's all I used to say. If anyone asks about me, my calling, like me, I've been called to serve. I mean, we've been called to do this. Until one time when God stepped in and told me, before you are serving others in what you're doing, you are serving you. Have you ever taken some time to examine the importance of your roles, your responsibility as a mother? Have you taken time to know, to see what it has brought out of you? I'm not talking about the output value of it. I'm talking about you being the first beneficiary before even anyone else benefits. We're not talking about you being a mother and the children giving you joy and all that. We're not talking about you being a servant of God and the honor and everything that comes with it. But there are core values that come from our responsibilities that we usually shift focus away, and then we only look at the burden side of them. I mean, you being the only girl at your family, you're the firstborn and you're taking care of everyone. Maybe you are a mother and God is not just looking at you providing mental awareness, well-to-do, but also spiritual stability to your children. So here He has given you stubborn kids. You got to pray for them. You got to get school fees for them. Like, there are lots of many things that come with responsibilities that we end up cursing our callings. That's how it was with me. Ministry was engaging me day and night, Monday to Monday. And I one time visited some other pastors. We had meeting with other pastors, and they don't have lunch hours every day. So I told them, I have to go, I have lunch hours. And they were like, but Maria, what do you do with lunch hours? People no longer do lunch hours. I mean, people don't even have time to come to lunch hours. And I was like, yeah, you are right, because my lunch hours even barely gather 10 people on ground. We usually 4, 5, 6, 2, 1 on ground, and probably the people online. So I sat with God and I told God, but what if I do away with the lunch hours and shift my energy to the evening fellowships that I have, or maybe the Sunday services, so that I provide my whole when it comes to them? Come on, here. You'll provide nothing. He asked me nothing. He asked me something that, okay, if you're to do away with the lunch hours, what will you be doing during the lunch hour times? And honestly, the me I know would not be in Bible, would not be praying. I'd be swinging in the city, on streets. I love shopping. I love internet. So I realized that God is only pushing the lunch hours for me to be engaged. Maybe to develop my vocal ability, my confidence as a pastor. He's not doing it even for the people that are coming, but first for me. Maybe your motherhood, your early motherhood was to drill out someone that you are today, and you see it as a burden. Responsibilities. They kept you engaged so that you were not everywhere. I mean, you know, you have to save for your children. One way from your agenda. That is what comes with responsibilities. There's so many things that God does in our lives for us, and we think He's doing it for others. Imagine, where will you be if you're not a mother now? I mean, some of us are not mothers, but we have ministries that are like children to us. They keep us engaged. You'll not be idle. Like an idle mind is a devil's workshop. You'd be swinging all over the world with nothing to do, no responsibility. That's why God gave you whatever that you're dealing with, and He keeps giving you more and more. When you're done with this, he brings in something else. Some of us are busy praying for men to change. So if you are not supposed to pray for that man, I guess you would not even attend services every day. So it is that man that is pushing you to come every Saturday, Monday, lunch hours, evening hours. Maybe it is that child. Maybe it is your workplace. Maybe it is your position at work. You prayed for this job and you thought it is coming with all peace, but God brought it and held some bit of it into Him, so that Hannah, you wake up and do not just look at the good side of your husband providing everything, but hey, Hannah, you don't have a child. Hallelujah. And that way we see greatness coming out of Hannah. And someone said, every Hannah needs a Penina. See, the child of our age need engagements like those. Christ kept seeking for God because the Pharisees were always after Him. They have to seek after you, to push you seek after God. And the moment they stop seeking after you, then your life loses meaning. You have to go away, back to your Father, because you don't have to keep on this world idle. Whenever you're idle, you'll be eligible to be used by the enemy. And because God doesn't want to lose you, He will cause some pains that are not intended to cause pain to you, but to deliver out good in you. Which is why I came to tell somebody that embrace those responsibilities. Maybe they are the reason that you're going to heaven. When I look at myself as an apostle and then the Maria I was, I would not be this prayer psalm. You have to pray for you, pray for your family, pray for ministry, pray for, like, in so doing that, you're cultivating a relationship, a strong relationship with God that maybe you could not have if you didn't have so many logs to take you to Him. Imagine if you're only going to God to ask for food. You say, Dad, I need some food, and that's it. The person in you would not make sense to God. So embrace the responsibilities. They've kept you away from temptations. They've kept you away from trouble. Yeah? Your children have kept you home when others are hanging out here and there. And thank God for that, instead of cursing it. May the Lord bless you, and may He help you to realize the value of every burden He has brought to you. Hallelujah. Some of us would not even be here. Me, when I look at people with their consistency and coming to church, I imagine if I was not their leader, if I would also be that consistent. You're only doing it because that's what you have to do. I mean, How will it be if apostle has not appeared to church? God, the only way God keeps you to church is giving you a big position. You are the worship leader. You're the intercession leader. And you are thinking he's doing it for the church, for the apostle. Nayenga chiri mukuza gwe. Obuvunanyizibwa Mukama bwe yaleeta bwajja kukuza gwe. It came for your growth, for your edification, and let's learn to embrace them. Yes, your children are benefiting, congregates are benefiting, but more, it is to your benefit. God bless you.